Oops. Sorry, I'm still adjusting to doing this with my phone. Anyhow, hi. I am doing this video to basically tell everyone about my story in regards to overcoming my disabilities. I was born with hydrocephalus, which is a condition also known as water on the brain. And although I was born kind of at the right time, it was, as far as treatment is concerned, it was still a very serious condition to have, and my parents were told the worst possible outcomes. They were told that even if they had done the surgeries, which they did obviously, I would either be a vegetable or I would have a very short life. Basically, my parents were told that I am better off in the whatever system, basically if they give me up as a ward of the state. Because, for one, they already had a daughter, and she was healthy, and they felt that it would be in my parents' best interest to just give me up. My parents obviously refused. They felt that, God gave me to them, and as a result, they had total trust that God was going to pull me through. And so I had 2 surgeries. One was to take the sac of fluid off the back of my head, and the other one was to put a shunt in my body. Now, the purpose of the shunt is to drain any excess fluid that might be in the brain or around the brain through the intestines, and eventually you just, I guess, pee the fluid out. Now, the thing about the shunt is that I guess I was supposed to have it revised at least 4 times by the time I was, I think, 16 or 17 years old. That shunt never got touched once it was put in my body. The doctors discovered that at some point my body had adapted to the shunt being in there, and it basically fixed the problem miraculously. And I have a shunt that I guess was state-of-the-art at the time, because prior to my shunt, they had a shunt where you had to literally go behind the head and push a button to activate the shunt. And my shunt was what they call automatic. So, I was basically one of the first babies to get that shunt in San Francisco Children's Hospital. It was state-of-the-art at the time, and I'm not sure what they do nowadays for treating hydrocephalus, but from what I understand, it's a lot more easier to treat nowadays than it was back then. So that's part of my story. The other part of my story is just growing up with a disability and learning how to not let my disability get in the way of living my life. If I let my disability get in the way of living my life, I certainly would not be in an awesome mobile home right now. I certainly would not be living on my own. I'd be living at home with my parents. I would probably be in the mindset that I was when I was around 18 years old, which is I can't do anything. I can't, go out. I can't meet anybody. All these I can'ts I was buying into until I was around 18, 19, 20 years old. And that was partially due to the fact that being the baby of the family with a disability, I felt like I needed to be taken care of, and my parents felt that way as well. In a sense, I was babied a lot growing up, and I can't say that I fault my parents for that. They were just trying to do the best they could with me, with what they knew. But I think it was around 20 years old, when I was 20. I started to realize that I needed start branching out on my own. And my sister actually got me out of the house, and she got me motivated to get into the dormitories at the junior college when they had dormitories. They're no longer there. And it's been a ride ever since. I think it was when I lived in San Pablo for a year when I started to realize that I had a lot in me that other people already saw, but I never saw in myself. One of them being that I am the kind of person who does not like to stay home. I really don't like to stay home if I can help it. I'm always on the go, and I'm always exploring new places. Now, some people would say, oh my God, if you have a vision impairment, what are you doing going to San Francisco by yourself? Or what are you doing going here? What are you doing traveling at night? Truth be told, I love it because I think to myself, okay, the night thing I understand, yet at the same time I don't, because how do you think somebody who's totally blind gets around? They can't see nothing. They can't even see a flashlight. So, and I can. So, what makes it so dangerous for me when a blind person is essentially doing the exact same thing in the daytime or at nighttime? It makes no difference to them. So, yeah, that's my first video. Basically, because I'm not sure what else to say. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, bye.